She got blasted, and my girlfriend just goes right in the fupa. And I'm like,
no.
what the fuck?
Your girlfriend has no filter.
I'm like, you don't say that. You just don't fucking say that.
Yes. Hello? Oh,
there you go.
Oh, he fucking muted me.
gotta keep
He
that
fucking
button on.
muted me.
I mute the channels that nobody's on because sometimes that'll give
Gotcha.
echo feedback.
So my microphone is muted.
Well, normally,
but
to be
you
fair,
guys, your microphones are good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
nobody.
mean, I wasn't the one telling you. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. This microphone is normally yours.
That's true. That's true. But you were picking up me.
It smells
from,
like
from
Boricua.
here. It smells like Boricua. So, what are you trying to say? It smells like platanos and rice and beans.
I don't know, man. It just smells. I can tell it was yours. Put it that way.
This one doesn't smell.
No one uses it.
It smells like Sasson.
It smells like sazon.
How's mine taste?
Not good, man.
Like bologna.
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 It smells like asparagus.
All right, we gotta settle this.
Sweaty bologna.
We gotta settle this because I don't remember what movie I seen it in or what comedian said it that they were coming after him and he's like white people smell like bologna, right?
Okay.
I remember saying that on the bus when I was a kid.
Right? Yeah.
Somebody
So
said that to me.
I thought it was a thing, right? But please clarify. We have two people of Caucasian descent here. Do you eat bologna?
No, fuck no.
I mean, when I was a kid, I ate those what the hell were they? The Oscar Mayer.
Oscar Mayers.
The
Yes.
yellow, the shitty
Yes,
processed
yeah.
meat.
I used to stick it to the TV screen
Right.
at my house.
Dude, if you would take those and you would stick them on somebody's car in the summer, it would strip the fucking
Yeah.
paint.
So other than sticking it to someone's car to strip the paint, do you still eat bologna?
Once I got older, no. That was like a kid thing.
Yeah.
Like once I got older, I would get your own ham sandwiches. You'd fucking get there's
Yes.
different
Subway.
types of meat.
They're like,
out
I
there.
could get actual meat.
Right.
Yes.
I could buy what? There's turkey at what?
Because,
and then
okay,
you graduate.
There's two things.
no,
Nah,
there's
man,
two
I
things
always
in
fucked
this
with
world.
the turkey at the
Turkey.
New York delis. Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you could go to the
Bacon, egg,
deli and
and
they
cheese.
cut that shit, it changed your life.
I feel
Kaiser
like
roll.
I feel that's more like a peasant in the year 1200, like
Right.
walking down the street with a cart with bologna in it.
Yeah,
like,
bologna,
that's
bologna and spam, right? Because
Yeah.
spam is the Spanish
When
bologna.
I
But
think-
bro,
when I-
spam, like I've been watching his recipes on spam, and I'm like, I never fucked with spam.
But listen,
I'm
the
about to
Hawaiian
get down.
culture
Hawaii- I was
really,
about to say,
really dives into
I gotta
Spanish, and it
say,
can be very
You
tasty.
said Spanish. I'm thinking, bro, like Hawaiians, they'll make a meal
Yeah,
out of that.
spam
shit.
is
they will.
all theirs. Yeah.
yeah.
I had a spam thing when I went to California. I stopped at this sandwich place that was in Santa Cruz.
Right.
And they had this one thing that was like their special. It was like this spam thing with rice and
Yeah,
Asians.
and it
Yes.
came with the seaweed wrap.
So good.
Yeah.
Bro, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
It's the best
shit.
spam I've
I
ever
bought
had.
all that stuff to make that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know what? But
good.
before we dive too deep,
It was good.
welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your host Nelson.
I mean,
Are we going down the line? What are we doing here?
Come on, man. Ed.
Grant.
Grant.
I thought we were going down the line.
there,
we
was
did.
there was a glitch in the
There
matrix
was
from this
there was
end.
zero discussion beforehand.
Yeah,
We
don't-
love to fuck it up. We love to fuck it up. I think I'll let you guys fight it out. Figure it out over there.
we figured it would work itself out.
Yeah. That's baloney, Eddie. What you just did there. You see that?
Bologna.
So what's with these donuts in the middle of the?
Fucking go for it, bro.
I don't know if
Listen,
I wanna
if
do
you're
it.
gonna eat a shitty donut,
You better
it
eat
might
it.
as well be a fantastically
Yeah.
crafted. Open that box.
Brought to you by Jupiter Donuts.
Jupiter Donuts. Let me tell you
Not that
something.
we're sponsored by them.
No, these donuts
Uber Lube would never allow
are
it.
fucking amazing,
Uber
bro.
Lube.
No, you will need Uber Lube. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
They're
fucking
gorgeous, bro.
shit.
Those are works of art. Those are not just
You can
donuts.
smell it.
For those of you on YouTube, you get the full ASMR experience.
Yeah, it smells amazing once you open that box. And you can notice one is missing.
Oh yeah, I already got into that box earlier. Yeah.
Please, have at
Can
it.
I do this to myself? I don't know.
You can, bro. You deserve it.
What is that?
You deserve it. That is an M&M completely
That one's
covered
completely
donut.
fucking covered in M&Ms.
I don't know, that chocolate one over there with the coconut looks pretty good.
Which one? That one?
The one in the back.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's like-
bro. Have
I'm
at
trying
it.
to go simple, but there's no such thing as a.
There's no such thing as
Not
a
there,
simple
man.
Jupiter
It's not
donut.
like a
And
French
look, I'm
cruller.
telling you what. Grab one and they're delicious. Just do it. Come on.
Stare at it for a while.
Or stare at it for a while. How you gonna open? Oh, come on, man! Close the fucking box. Don't open the box and sneeze over it,
Why not?
bro. That's straight baloney.
You did not see me fucking. Did you not see me cover my?
That was a
face, no?
shitty attempt at a covering. All right, so you know what? Let's talk food for a little while.
I'll go
here.
full Al Qaeda.
We were trying to figure out a theme for the day because Grant likes a theme. He likes to prepare.
Yeah, because if not, I'm just going straight to back to childhood, disruptive childhood.
You're into
Blowing shit up.
into the culinary arts there, Grant, right?
Yes.
So who taught you how to cook your food?
And beginning was my grandmother. when I was really young. Kept me out of trouble from like cutting down trees and shit in the backyard.
So it was either cutting down trees in the
Yeah.
backyard or becoming a chef.
or just doing all kinds of stuff I shouldn't have been. So she'd keep me by her side, and that's how I kind of started going at it.
Yeah, because like growing up in New York, we have a different culinary. Like, I mean, I feel like it's a melting pot, right? So like, you can go to New York, eat Italian food, Spanish food, Middle Eastern food, Chinese food, like, and you get like the best of everything. You grew up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
How was it over there for you?
I mean, like growing up cooking wise.
Or like the foods that you were exposed to? And
I mean,
things?
there's a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch cooking, so you get like weird shit. You get like, people eat pig's foot, people eat hog's maw, people eat tripe. And
What's
they're
hog's
like,
maw?
Hog's maw is like, oh my god, I don't even know what the fuck it's made of. To be honest with you, like,
It sounds as good as it's named.
Those are all items that are parts of the animals that we do not normally eat.
Yeah.
That's all the discarded part. Those are things that might make it and might not make it into hot dogs.
Right.
it's
correct.
funny, like-
correct.
So-
And they make full meals out of it.
So it's hog's meat? That's from Harry Potter, bro.
No, hog's maw.
Hog's maw. Can you spell this thing?
HOGS hogs and then MAW maw.
Hog's maw. Okay, let's see. What is it made
It
of?
sounds like a hoof dish.
It's a pig prepared as food. More specifically, it's the exterior muscular wall of the stomach organ which contains no fat.
There you go.
Yeah. So growing up,
Normally
we would eat
accompanied
all
by
that
coleslaw.
stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat it, but I know like the elders, like they would not waste anything. You'd get lard bread, you'd get all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff.
Lard bread?
Yeah, they'd make like take the fat and put it into the
You
bread.
just said the
Yeah.
elders, and I picked
Really?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
yeah, like
elder-
older, like
Like-
older.
I know.
You know why I said that? Because he handed me one of those magic cards earlier.
I was really about to say, I was like, God damn.
I don't know why
Maybe I
it
just said
just
the
popped in there. I'm still
No,
half asleep. I just
we-
look better than you.
We grew up in a Hispanic Italian neighborhood, so predominantly the
Sorry to
food
hear
that
that.
we ate. Oh no, man. The
No, you
fucking
eating
food
good.
was
You
amazing.
eating good in the hood, man.
Amazing. Like, and you know, it's funny because like you'd go into like an Italian home
lock
and they're
your
very
doors?
similar to Spanish homes
just eat
where
force
when you
feed.
come in, you're eating.
Yeah.
Like they don't give a fuck. And like whatever we make,
You're
you're
eating.
eating, right? It doesn't matter like or do you have gluten free or do you have an allergy to fish or do you have this or that? They're like, no. I prepared the food. You eat the food.
So you got a
Don't
fish-
fucking
You
disrespect
got a
me.
fish allergy, and you walk in during the Feast of the Seven Fishes.
You better fucking eat, bro. You die a man. You die a
Christmas Eve-
fucking man.
Christmas Eve, the fish.
I love that.
Is the best part. Like
Yeah?
I grew up doing that. It was always good. Food was always good, but I had celiac growing up. Nobody knew. They thought I was lactose intolerant, and they were whipping fresh pasta at me like
fuck
every
yeah.
Wednesday, Sunday. Until I was like in my mid 20s when I came down here to Florida. I was like, I was in pretty
Something's
bad
got to
shape.
change.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but growing up, I grew up Italian. My background's Italian, Yugoslavian. I know nothing about the Slovenian part, but then I grew up Puerto Rican, believe it or not.
Yeah,
So it's
hell
like-
yeah, bro.
So, because the guy that took me under his wing, his mom and him, it was like he's older than me. It was like brought me up that way.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And while we're eating all this delicious Italian and Spanish food, you're eating hog's maw.
And,
Fuck yeah,
and
dude.
pierogies. Wait,
I grew up strong.
in Pennsylvania, did they have like a Polish, like a very
Big,
Polish?
big
So then
Polish
you had the
population, like
pierogies
north of me. Yeah.
were fucking dope.
Really?
They're
Yeah.
Polish kielbasa. Yeah, there's certain parts of like northern Pennsylvania once you get above like Allentown and shit.
And there's a difference
Big,
between
big
the
Polish
kielbasa
population.
that
We
you
know
get in the
Allentown,
grocery store.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I had to go to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for like a 2-week training. Indian Town Gap.
Yeah.
all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
For Indian Town Gap. Yeah. So you have like Polish communities, German communities, Pennsylvania Dutch communities. You have the Amish.
Yes.
So you have a whole shit ton of like.
The Dutch and the Amish we ran across all the time because the markets out there, the flea markets and
Well,
everything,
they have their
they
own,
were
like-
there all the time. Them and their horses selling the goods.
And they're like,
Yes.
bro, they're like specific about what they make. Like, there's like macaroni salad, and then they'll like put on it, like, no, this is Amish macaroni salad.
Yes.
Like, it has other shit in it. Like,
Yep.
Well, it's all clean,
so
too.
fucking good.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Like
They
everything
don't know
is
what the
farm
fuck.
fresh.
They don't know what
like,
preservatives are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know that Amish people have cell phones now?
Dude, I saw an Amish person with a weed
Well,
whacker when I was a kid.
they're
What the fuck?
Yeah.
well, what
so-
what it is they allow technology, but only up to a certain point, and they only allow it to move in slowly. So they'll have like a cell phone for the whole city that they have, but not everyone individually has a phone. So it's like it's harder to get a landline, but if you do need to get a hold of the police or a doctor or something, well, someone has to have the phone in the community.
Yeah.
And like they allow certain things for agriculture, like they would used to do it all by hand, but at a certain point, the community gets over a certain size, like, okay, we can't feed ourselves without moving up to the next piece of technology. So it won't be the newest type of tractor, but it'll be something where it's like, it's kind of a shitty tractor, but it gets the job done without going full into
They grow weed too.
technology. Yeah.
They grow weed too.
Really?
They got busted for that. Yeah.
I mean, but that makes sense, right? That's grown from the earth, right?
Agriculture,
You know?
man.
But
But
They
I
had a
thought-
barn full of shit.
During COVID, like they were like with their the way that they produce their stuff. There's no preservatives. There's no pasteurization, like all that stuff.
Yep.
And they came by organic, and like FDA was trying to shut them down, and they were like, locked them out. They're like, you're not coming to my place. Fuck off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also,
Especially just for cooking food.
Well, they're not-
Like, or
the
growing food.
hottest horseradish I've ever had in my fucking life came from an Amish guy.
Really?
Yeah, he asked me to try it, and I tried it, and it,
You were like, that's some
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
shit.
bro, he pepper sprayed me. That was ridiculous. that was the hottest fucking horseradish. Like,
I
nothing that
can't-
ever came close.
I can't
to touch
eat
that.
hot food. When I was younger, I would eat hot food and it just affects me poorly. So like the hottest thing that I eat, and this is gonna sound shitty, is like hot tamale candies.
It's not having food.
That is the extent. That is the extent of the spiciness
That's cinnamon.
that I am willing to take. Yes.
And that's not even food.
So you go different degrees of
I
hotness.
can't talk about the hottest thing I ever ate. Not on the podcast.
Not on the podcast.
After we shut it off, I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm intrigued. What about you? With celiacs, can you eat spicy
Oh, I
food
can
or
eat
not
spicy.
really?
I can eat spicy as long
Damn,
as
bro.
the only thing I got to worry about is the wheat. Honestly, the gluten. But I can eat spicy, and I'll eat spicy, no problem.
This motherfucker can eat anything. I
Like,
can't stand him.
Dude, I'll make jerk chicken that makes
I'm there
people
with
cry,
you.
and
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there fine. Everybody's getting all emotional and shit.
I'll suffer the next day for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can handle it.
Burn
once
in, burn
yeah.
out.
Yeah, bro. Once it gets through like my mouth down to my stomach, I'm okay. Once it hits my intestine, that's when
It's
I
a
pay.
wrap. It's a
That's when
wrap,
I
daddy.
pay. I'll be the guy like thrashing, rolling around the floor, like fuck. Why did I do that to myself?
And then just to roll around and do it again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, because I forget. Like it's delicious. I love spicy food, but then I forget what it does when it gets to my digestive tract.
Yeah.
And by the time it gets into my intestines, it's too late.
Right,
now we're
right,
here.
right.
See, there's
now
a-
we suffer for the next.
There's
3
a difference
hours.
between spicy food and like eating food because it's spicy and eating food that's spicy that actually tastes good.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like, remember Dave's Insanity sauce?
It tasted like pain.
Yeah.
tasted
No
like
flavor.
So here's the
pain.
deal.
No fucking
It
flavor.
tasted like pain.
That
That's
sauce
fucking
sucks.
So
great.
check this out.
That's awesome.
One of my bosses when I was a kid at a restaurant, he would collect all these hot sauces, right? So we had this guy coming in, and he was being a kind of a dick, and he's like, "Those hot wings weren't hot last time," and I'm like, me and this other guy in the place, we were left alone, unattended, which is probably not a good
Always
thing.
good.
And I'm like, I looked at him, and we looked at each other. We're like, "Fuck this dude." So we went back and we just took all like the hot sauces, Dave's Insanity sauce, started putting it into the thing.
So
I couldn't hold the mixing bowl from my face 2 feet away without my eyes feeling they were
Yeah.
burned.
That's
I was about to say
fucking
you
raw.
used you lose Dave's Insanity sauce on wings.
Yeah, we fucked that
You
dude
should
up.
go to fucking jail.
So we
jail.
mixed it with the Frank's Red Hot, like your original recipe kind of deal, but then we
Yeah.
added a few little like bam to
Extra.
it. you know,
Yeah,
extra.
yeah.
Fuck
Like,
that, dude.
so
Yeah,
anyway,
some of
the dude was like, got done with the wings and he came up and he could barely say those were hot. He's like, tears are coming out, snot running out of his nose. We're like
Come back now, you heard?
yeah.
Yeah, some of the places that do like the really hot stuff, like the people that are preparing it are wearing masks
Gas
and
masks.
gloves,
And gloves.
you have to
because
sign
it's
waivers.
it's in the air,
That's so
and the
good.
people preparing it will get it in their face, and it's pretty awful. But are you guys fighting over donuts?
No, listening. I'm like, they smell so good.
Just
I
to put
agree.
this into perspective, Nelson has been eating a lot cleaner. So now he's looking at this thing and he's like, should I or should I not?
I
And
know, man. That's
he's
exactly it.
contemplating.
This is like
Ian-
temptation in its finest
Ian's
form right
just a
here.
fucking honey badger.
Oh yeah.
I got deadlifts later, so I had myself a donut.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
I'm gonna
have
burn
one,
it out.
and then I'm gonna have to hit the bike
See,
after the podcast.
I run
Yeah.
on rice.
I'm running after this and then doing kickboxing. So
Okay,
I'll be
so
all right.
you know what?
I can earn this.
You know what? 30 minutes on the bike for a donut.
That burns.
That's
it.
fair, right?
That burns it.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Damn it. Chris shaking his head. No.
There's so,
So-
many layers to that.
So you watched the fight. Tell us about the fight while I dig in
Oh,
on a
God. I
donut.
don't even know if I want to call it a fight. It was a Jake Paul fight. So it was,
That's the one I would have grabbed.
yeah.
Got coconut, peanut. I'm like, I'm going in. Fuck
Grant
it.
shouldn't even be looking in the general direction of that
I used
box.
to fuck donuts up, man. I had no
I thought
problem.
you were about to say you fuck donuts. I was like, bro, tell us more.
Yo, do you remember Dodgeball when he had the pizza down his pants at the end? Or in the beginning, I forgot what it was.
Bro, this
He
is
would
delicious.
smell it. He would
I can smell it from here.
This is delicious.
All right. I regret nothing.
This is true. I'm with you, bro. I'm gonna burn it off,
I regret nothing.
but
fucking
this is
amazing.
fucking great. Like, it's so soft.
He's like, once it touches your lips.
There has been a bit of an arms race, especially because of hot ones with the hot sauces, and finally some of them are trying to not just make them hot, but actually make them taste good at the same time. Because that was one of the things they did with their own sauces, because they would make the one for the final, like 1 or 2, is like it's not just hot for the sake of being hot. It's actually like a good sauce on top of it just being ridiculously hot. But you do have a few brands out there where it's like, oh, this is just like chemicals and awful and pain. And
they always use the bomb sauce on hot ones.
they deliberately don't
just
take it
hot.
out because it's so heavily
It's an adjustment.
of an extract that it's
Yeah.
like it, even though it's not the hottest one technically, it still feels like the hottest one because it's just basically pure extract,
Right.
and it's not really made to
Reaper
be anything
pepper.
other than hot.
Do you remember the videos in the hood that they'd make each other eat the, what do you call it, the Carolina Reaper pepper?
Oh, yeah.
And then they'd be like rolling around on the ground, people spraying them with the hose and shit. Like, those were fucking hilarious.
And I tell you what, the Reaper peppers are now weak compared to some
Yeah.
of the later
Really?
peppers. Yeah, like
So let me
Pepper
ask you
X
something.
and things like
They
that.
should do the, what do you call it, the Reaper pepper challenge with the milk crate challenge.
Jesus Christ.
The guy, Pucker Butt is the name of the company, which is
Yes.
fantastic.
Wow.
But he's already got several hotter peppers, but he only slowly rolls them out as they get certified as like, no, it's theirs, so you can't go and steal his seeds and try to reproduce them. So he's already several past where they're at, but he's like, I just can't roll them out yet because if I do, they're going to get stolen by these other people.
let me
And if
ask
you
you guys.
cultivate it wrong, it's going to be a real fucking problem.
Is there a benefit to eating hot food?
Yes.
Like, is there a benefit for your body? What is that?
Some of it's the endorphins, but it does just like saunas and heat shock protein and cold shock protein. Your body does react to that in a way that is beneficial, which is why some people, even though it's hot, still keep eating it. There is something to it.
Okay. I had to eat that donut. It felt like it was far too much sugar now.
You're having buyer's remorse because
Holy shit, 'cause
you
I
haven't
haven't-
eaten shit like that in weeks. And
I
now all of a
haven't had
sudden-
any nasty food. Like, I mean, not nasty.
Now that it's
was-
in my
it was-
stomach, it feels exponentially heavier.
It does. I feel like I just got like kicked in the ass with sugar right now.
I legit like have lost some of the urges to train now.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna, but
I clean
You
my
gotta push.
diet.
what the fuck?
You got to push, bro. You got to push.
I
But-
clean my diet up so much that when I go to eat something like even a Mexican Coke, which is whatever, I touch. I'm like, it doesn't even feel good.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
just
You know
gross.
what? It's funny because like I used to love fast food, but now like if you put a bag of like McDonald's in my car, I almost feel nauseous from the smell.
Oh, you ate the meal and you're like, I feel fucking immediately.
Yeah.
It's not even like, oh, there's a third. No. Immediately, I feel terrible.
So I do recognize that I've been eating so much cleaner. I've been losing weight. Like my shirts are fucking, they're not puffing out anymore. I feel much better. But I think also it's important every now and again treat yourself to a little something. Don't let it get out of hand. But if you don't, because then you feel like you're kind of punishing yourself in a way. Like, if I'm working, have a treat, don't get crazy, and then keep moving on.
Got to give yourself a little reward.
Thanks, man. Right? Like,
Good, yeah.
it's getting there. It's work in progress. He was telling me that
I'm
I
having
should
a
try.
hard time looking away from you.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. He was telling me that I should try keto to jumpstart more weight loss.
Well, to get it to
Yeah, but
basically convert the fats that's stored.
Yeah.
just
Don't do
don't
it
stay
for
on
long.
it. Don't stay on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
It's
like
not-
people say like I'm on a keto diet. How long you been on it? Oh, like a month. I'm like, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
So how long
really.
would you
You're not gonna
recommend, do you
die.
think?
Like
Well,
I mean, I
like a
bounce
week,
back
2 weeks?
between. I bounce back between paleo, keto, and I go gluten free because I have to.
Really, the diet you could stick with is the best diet. That's cut and
Yeah.
dry because the goal is
I hate fad diets.
have less calories than you burn through the day.
Sure.
So if cutting out sugar helps you stay on the diet better, that's the one to stay on.
Yeah.
If cutting back on fat is the one
Looking
that
at the
helps you
world
stay
top
on it,
number.
that's the one to stay on.
Yeah.
It really is about which one satiates you the best so that you can adhere to it for the long term.
For me, what's been working is just cutting shit out. Like I'm
Yeah.
not on a diet particular. It's just get rid of the sugar.
Get rid of the
candy,
obviously bad
Get rid of
stuff.
the fast food. And that's helped out. Now, it's not a quick fix. It's taken a couple of months, plus the cycling, plus the jujitsu.
Nothing's quick.
So it's exercise and diet combined.
But the way you want to do
but
it,
the benefits start rolling out, and you could see it. You could feel it, too.
the way you want to do it is slowly, because the amount of fat you should be losing is based on how much you have to lose. But for the regular person, you should only be going down by 1 or 2 pounds at most a week.
Right.
If you're losing more than that, then that means you're really losing significant muscle mass with the weight. Unless you're so overweight that you have that much additional fat to be losing.
Got it.
So you want it to actually be slow, because if it's coming off fast, then you are losing muscle and not just fat.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
The way a lot of people tend to approach it is often bad. It's technically a crash diet where you're losing like 30 pounds in a month, and then you're weaker, you feel like shit, your body, and then you bounce back because your body is not getting to a good set point, because you get down so fast that your body is still like, I still want to be above 200.
Right.
So as soon as you eat anything outside of that little bit of a diet you were doing, it just sticks.
That's
and
like
you actually end up
fighters.
going higher than what you originally were.
Fighters crash. They drop weight to get into the weight class, and then they don't realize why they're so weak. So then when they go into this fight, that they're in this weight bracket that they're not used to being in. It's like they're exhausted.
It also depletes, I believe, the water around your brain.
Yes.
Which is why people
It also
suffer from
fucking-
But that's
it also-
why.
it also
But that's
fucks
why
your
you
kidneys
also.
up. Your kidneys just
But that's why
trash.
you drink water and you have salt. Salt's good.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, they were doing IVs for a little while there, and then
they outlawed
banned
it.
them.
They outlawed it because people were cutting so much goddamn weight, and then they were just like sticking an IV in themselves and rehydrating, but they were still doing the damage.
Yeah.
Like,
because
you
the
can
reality
cut,
is
you can cut a shit ton more weight if you rehydrate with an IV.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you start dehydrating, and then you end up with kidney issues. You end up with all kinds of other
But
stuff.
the problem with the IV is it rehydrates the body, but your brain only rehydrates so fast. So if you
Conor
cut
McGregor,
that hard
145.
and then use an IV, you're getting water in your system, but your brain isn't getting rehydrated nearly as fast. So technically it looks like you're rehydrated, but you're not, and you're more susceptible to brain damage.
And
Yeah,
your
you're backstage having a seizure.
Your brain is actually going to be the thing that that's gonna try to survive over any other organ in your body. Your brain is the last to go. So if you cut so much weight, so much everything, like if you're in a cave, let's put it here, and you have nothing to eat, there's nothing but water, right?
Been there.
All of a sudden, your body's gonna
You are a
start breaking
caveman.
down everything from muscle, whatever it is, muscle first, and whatever stored fats you have will go first, because that's going to break down to glycogen, I guess, to whatever, convert. But at some point, your brain's going to be the last thing to shut down. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Speaking of brain dead, Jake Paul fight, how'd it go?
Oh, fuck. I was hoping we wouldn't. I mean, I don't know, man. He fought Mike Perry, who's basically a bare knuckle guy.
Right.
A guy who couldn't make it in the UFC, if we remember.
Correct.
He lost his way out of the contract. But he was always just tough and durable. He was never known for his skill, which is why in bare knuckle he was perfect for it.
Yeah.
Because it's just a savage sport.
Come forward, hands up. You don't, you grit your knuckles as much as you can, and it's gritty, it's dirty. It's
It's dirty boxing, right? There's no in the clinch rules
no
and
kicks,
shit like that.
no kicks. No, you can wrestle a little bit up top, but there's no takedowns, no elbows, stuff like that. But Jake Paul's a boxer,
Right.
and he's naturally probably. Actually, no, it was apparent in the fight. He was much bigger than Mike Perry, much bigger.
Right.
And he
He's
beat
a
the
big
fuck-
boy. A lot of people don't realize how big he is because he's tall.
Yeah, Jake beat the shit out of.
Do you think
out of
he's
Mike Perry.
ever gonna find a appropriately aged, appropriately sized fighter to
No, he
box?
doesn't want
No,
to.
he did that one time.
He doesn't want
Tommy
to.
Fury, and he lost.
He
lost the fight.
wants to
Yeah.
make the fights a spectacle so people come to watch. He doesn't want a fair fight. He wants a fight he can win.
Yeah,
It's almost bully fighting,
Well,
though,
he's gonna
at
fight.
this point.
He's gonna fight Tyson, and was it November now? I don't
Right.
know what it is, but he's gonna beat him. And I hate saying this, but
I don't think he is.
Oh,
I think he's got.
Well, Tyson had to
Tyson's
pull
just
out-
a fucking He's just
He had to
got.
pull out for medical reasons, didn't he?
right.
So if you're starting to have to pull out for medical reasons, there's
But
more
the fight
going
A couple
on.
months later.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that starts to question, like, we know what Mike can do, but can his body actually keep up with the demand?
It's like we know what Mike could have done, but can he do it?
Yeah.
That's the big question.
I just feel like he's got one more left in him, especially with this kid.
that's
You
the
know what I'm saying?
hope of every person who ever
Yeah.
watched Mike
And I'm
Tyson
not like,
growing
and I'm not
up.
Yeah.
saying this because I didn't like Tyson growing up.
Yeah.
I thought that with Woodley. I thought that with Anderson Silva. I
Yeah.
thought that with a lot of people that fought Jake, but he
keeps winning.
He's good.
He
Yeah.
keeps winning.
Especially last night. Like Mike Perry didn't even know what the fuck to do against Jake's jab.
Really?
His jab was that good. His jab was busting open cuts on Mike's head.
Jeez.
I was like, what the fuck? Like,
How many rounds did it go?
it went 6.
6 rounds.
And to be honest, I think Jake carried him a little.
Really?
He carried him a little.
He made sure he was safe to finish him.
And Mike Perry's been hit by a lot of guys. Like,
Yeah.
he fought Michael Venom Page bare knuckle. He fought Luke Rockhold bare knuckle.
Didn't he knock out Luke Rockhold's teeth?
He blew like 3 of Luke Rockhold's teeth out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So Mike Perry can hit hard and he can take a shot, and he couldn't take Jake Paul's shots.
Damn.
He couldn't. That Walt Disney kid from Cleveland, Ohio, beat the shit out of Mike Platinum Perry.
So do you think at this point he can be called a legitimate boxer?
Absolutely. I think he's been able to be called a legitimate boxer for a couple fights now.
Yeah,
It's
I think even though he lost,
he talks shit on Canelo. He wants to fight Canelo, but I think that's a bit of a fucking stretch.
yeah,
I don't think you're ready for that.
Yeah, I think
Right.
even though he lost to Fury, at that point you're like, no, you got to call it. He's good enough.
What type of fight would that be with Canelo?
He wants a world title shot.
No, but
A
I'm
Mexican
saying,
standoff?
Like, I mean, is it going to be just straight boxing, or
It's
is it going to be
boxing.
really?
Yeah.
It'd be a
he
cockfight.
wants to box Canelo. And I'm like, dude.
I wonder if like, I don't know, man.
Is that a racist Mexican guy?
He said, what kind of fight would that be? I said it'd be a Mexican standoff.
Maybe.
Bro, like, I don't know.
Well, Jake's one of your boys. Jake lives in Puerto Rico now.
Yeah, man, listen, I'm rooting for him. He has Pokemon cards,
Yep.
trains in Puerto Rico.
That's right.
I'm on Team Jake.
Don't confuse him with his brother Logan, though.
Yeah. They're the same guy, basically.
Nah.
though. Yeah.
Logan was the bigger brother, and he's probably the brother that beat Jake up while he was growing up. But
Yes.
now I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. No,
Now
he's
I think
a beast.
Jake.
No, fuck that,
I think
man.
Jake
You
Paul
always
beat the
instill
fuck out.
fear in the little brother. I almost strangled my brother in the hospital a few nights ago. Like, I was just like, "You're already here. You're safe."
Bro gets the second stripe on his white belt. He's like, I'll fuck everybody up in
No.
this hospital.
That's right.
And not even that.
Fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
It's just like he gets out of control once in a while, and it's been like that since we were kids, and I'm older
Right.
than him, so I'm like, fuck that. Like,
you
I
just gotta bring him
I
to
strangled
class a
him in the
couple
middle of a
times.
parking lot at Applebee's before I had any stripes. Like, laid him out. I didn't even wake him up. I just let him lay there.
Yeah. But did you tell him, you're like, you know what? I got my gym bag in the car. I'll be right back.
No,
You
I
went,
walked away. I
you
was like-
suited up and you walked back
No,
into the
I
hospital.
was like, honestly, I just left him there. I was like, yo, if you need a ride, I'll pick you up. I'm going to the gym. And I left him. I was pissed too the whole time I was there.
you know, sometimes when you're
Family's
trying to
interesting.
help people,
they
especially
are.
family, and they start acting a fool, it's like all you can do is like, I tried, and I got to move the fuck on, because you know you're doing it to yourself at this point.
My brother used to be a pain in the ass years ago, but he's past that phase. Yeah. To be fair, I was also a pain in the ass at a juncture in my life.
Sure. Look, we all are.
I
We
used
all
to show
are.
up late to podcasts.
Yeah.
All the
At
time.
least you show up to the podcast.
Well, hey, I have not.
Shots fired at Shane.
Listen,
He chose
my brother Shay.
hanging out at the pool.
My brother Shay that Nelson calls Shane. No. But see, look, you don't show up enough, he doesn't even know your fucking name.
Came halfway across the country, didn't make that last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've been
Listen,
asked before.
I have followed the golden rule that we started since we created this.
Yes.
We created this idea in this fucking room. We were standing like right here. And like the rule was like, don't do heroin. I was like, okay, yeah. All right.
Do heroin.
That's it.
Don't do heroin.
That's it?
That's it. That's
That's
the
it.
only. That's the only rule.
They had a reason. They had a reason for the clause. to be fair,
Previous business ventures, heroin became the problem.
but- okay. And so when we created this venture,
Interesting.
I literally was like, okay, I think no matter how long
He
this
knows
goes,
who he is. Fuck him.
I can do this.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a shirt. We
like,
need to make
"Suck your dick up."
Fupacabra and
Chupacabra.
don't do heroin.
And don't do heroin.
You just
There
said
you go.
chupacabra?
No, Fupacabra.
Okay, chupacabra. That just sounds dangerous. That's dangerous.
Bro, my girlfriend does not understand human interaction.
Yes.
So I will not mention the person that, because they're a dear friend, they listen to the podcast. But
Yeah.
we were at the pool yesterday after I got off work. I was
Yes.
on call all day. We get to the pool. It's like 6 girls and like their one boyfriend Ryan and me, and we're drinking. It's fucking 5:30 p.m.
Right.
And Sierra has this ball, and they're throwing the ball around the pool. And she throws it at this one girl who's a dear friend of mine, not exactly a gym goer.
Right.
I love you if you're listening. Listen.
Yes.
But it hits her in the area, the certain area that's going to go on her shirt.
Yes.
And
fupa.
Sierra yells out. She doesn't. I don't know. She doesn't understand what the fuck it stands for.
Right.
And she's like, "Ooh, I got you right in the fupa." And I'm like, she's a girl in her late 20s. in a two-piece at the pool with 30 fucking people around.
With or without fupa?
Oh, there's fupa. There's fupa if you're yelling
Listen,
fupa.
I plead the fifth. She probably listens. I plead the fucking fifth. But
Yes.
fupa, we know, stands for fat upper pussy area.
Yes,
and
yes, absolutely.
she got blasted, and my girlfriend just goes right in the fupa, and I'm like,
no.
what the
Your
fuck?
girlfriend has no filter.
I'm like, you don't say that. You just don't fucking say that.
Yes, yes,
Your
this
girlfriend's
is,
awesome.
this is
You're
correct.
definitely
That'd be
getting
the
that dog.
equivalent of a bunch of guys around the pool, and I hit somebody in the stomach, and I go, all right, in your fucking big fat fucking gut, fat fuck. Like,
That wouldn't bother a guy though.
it wouldn't, but that's how far you'd have to go
Yeah, right,
to equal the damage. And
You'd be
still,
like, and even if you said, "Damn, I smashed you right in your little vagina,"
Yeah.
like, it wouldn't make a
It,
difference.
it wouldn't have been
I
a
hit you
guys
right,
don't
I hit
give
you
a
right
shit.
in your little fucking pee-pee baby carrot small cock. Like, you know, it's equivalent
Got
to that.
you in your
Like,
tiny
I
cock.
got you right in your little tiny little dingy dick. You know, and so like that's what like I was like,
Hold
you
on.
can't. I spit my drink out.
Hold on.
Man, you can't do that shit.
Hold
Say
on,
that.
your mama.
Yeah, that's it.
Back
we
in the
fighting.
day-
we fighting.
Fuck
You
it.
can't, how dare you talk about my mama?
Back in the day, those two words, that's all you had to say.
That was a
not
fight.
even your. Not
You
even
know
your.
what?
Just
Fuck
yo.
that. Check
yo
this
mama.
out.
Yeah.
So for the
We're
last
up,
2 weeks,
we're both rising up and we're fucking
And we're fighting.
for the last
Fighting.
2 weeks, Nelson was fucking tormenting me at the gym, and there's a few times where I just was like, in my head, almost came out my mouth, was like,
mama.
your mama. Like, and it's just going back to like prehistoric times of when I was a kid.
Listen, his mama is right there.
Yeah,
I know.
that's
We will
right.
go get her.
And then his parents are cool.
With the chancleta.
We'll bring her
I
in here.
respect the chancleta.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to. They're
No,
so
but
accurate.
I give Grant credit because he's suffering from a knee injury, but he's been showing up every day at the gym, suited up, just watching. Right? Because we've all been there.
Yep.
Gym injuries, jujitsu injuries, they're going to happen.
They're gonna happen. How old are you now?
I'm 43 next month.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, you old as fuck.
But I look better than all you
God
motherfuckers.
damn.
What the
Holy
fuck?
shit.
You look 24.
Bro, when
What the
people
fuck,
ask me,
man?
I'm like, I thought you're 30,
Button.
maybe.
I'm like Benjamin Button.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm asking this guy like, oh, you'll get there one day. I'm, what the fuck?
You are there. You're
This
there.
man's a fuck.
Yeah, you're the young man on the couch, Ian.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You know what's crazy is that
I gotta
I
carbon date
decided
you.
this year, instead of counting my birthdays forward, I'm gonna start going backwards.
There you go.
Mind over matter, motherfucker. Here we go.
You might be halfway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo,
Fucking
but
crazy.
halfway backwards.
Yeah, man.
Broke out. I'm getting down. Birthdays are going backwards, man. So when we
But-
celebrate, it's gonna be 41.
It's like my balls
Not
get lower,
43.
my cock stays the same size.
That's how it goes.
I hate this.
That's how it goes, man.
My cock hasn't gotten any bigger since 12. Just nuts get lower on the thigh. I'm gonna start getting tattoos, like a whole
line?
Yeah.
Just keep where my balls go after a shower. Just
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
So-
I like that. Yeah.
I
with
got
years, like 2024.
2024.
People in the old age home, what's that? You'll find out.
find out.
You must be new around here.
As your balls are sitting in
My
the
balls
toilet
are over
water.
my shoulder. Like a
Sit
parrot.
down, you sit down to pee, your balls are in the toilet
Dip it
water.
in the water.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's the worst.
Like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're gonna clean them anyway. Fuck
Yeah.
I got a
fuck it.
story about that.
Oh God, yes.
Radiology school, second semester in this one hospital, and I'm with this guy, Alex. He's a fucking nut. He was a Marine, had "fuck you" tattooed across the top of his head.
That's
So he
great.
had to always have his hair not shaved. But we were sitting there, he's like taking a chest x-ray of this old man, and he's got a gown on. He's like, yo, bro, look. And I'm like, what am I looking at? He's just doing a chest x-ray. His balls are sticking out the bottom of the gown by like 4 or 5 inches. So I'm like, and Alex is going, like Beavis and Butthead. So I'm like, whatever. So Alex goes to take him off the chest x-ray board and sits him down on the wheelchair, and the guy starts yelling. And we don't know what the fuck's going on. And then Alex says, what's wrong? He's like, my balls. So then Alex picks him up, resituates him. When he puts him down, he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So he brings him to the bathroom. Guy gets up and he's like, you done? He's like, yeah. He's like, you gotta wipe my balls. Alex is like, you're on your fucking own. They were sitting in the toilet water.
They don't pay me enough to wipe anybody's balls.
So Ian, it's a possibility it could happen.
Oh, you know, I'm looking forward to that. I'll develop a jiu-jitsu variant with my balls.
Yes.
It's like a lapel choke
Like
with your balls.
I'll have
yeah.
my back, but I'll pull my balls around your
Yeah.
neck. Gotcha.
I'm so glad I don't train with you anymore.
I just gotta think of what to call it. Damn.
The bubblegum technique.
Bubblegum choke.
Balls guard,
Octopus guard, but
the
it's gonna be
testicular
Well,
swipe.
I wrap my balls around your ankle and I have control of that leg. Like, fuck you. You ain't passing my guard.
testes crank.
Yeah, but you imagine if they pull their leg free and rip your balls off.
Oh no! See,
Oh, it backfired on me.
that's why you don't fuck around with that
Right.
shit. No.
I've definitely destroyed some dude's nuts with a knee cutter before, though.
Oh yeah.
There's a girl that
I felt them
destroys
pop.
everybody's
Oh
I felt
yeah,
them
man.
pop
That
before.
shit'll happen, man.
Yeah.
Knee,
If I don't like the guy.
the knee cut into
I'm not
the
cutting.
balls
I'm not
is
cutting
the
your
worst.
inner thigh. I'm cutting straight through your.
The only thing worse than that is the guy that grabs the gi and your skin and fucking twists.
He's usually an old man too. 'cause
Bro.
He's got
Oh,
that
my
like he's got
God.
that rock hard like leather palm, and he's just like
It's like I could go
I was coming
days
home
without
I was
grabbing
coming home with
somebody's.
bruises
Oh,
here,
under the
here,
arm?
here,
Maddie?
here. I'm like, fuck.
Maddie. It was Maddie.
No, it's multiple people.
bro.
Mainly
yeah,
Maddie.
Maddie too.
Under
Mainly
the arm,
Maddie.
under
Maddie
the arm
did.
when they do like that underarm grab and they just it's
Oh,
your gi and your
yeah.
under thigh. I'm like, ah!
Oh yeah, that shit hurts.
I'll just pull guard immediately.
Yeah, or even the inner thigh. If they grab that inner thigh, like they're trying to go for like a pass, and
Yeah.
then they just.
I'm gonna start gouging people's eyes out when they
dig
do that. Fuck you. Like, you know what you're doing.
I think at that
I'm
point,
taking an eye.
at that point, they deserve to get wrist locked.
Start sticking your
yeah.
finger between their ribs.
That's
If
when it
you're-
becomes
if
legal.
If you're a fucking skin grabber,
Yeah.
you get wrist locked. You get toe holded. Fuck you. What the hell? I'll go for the cheapest straight arm lock ever.
He's like, I'm gonna take my fist
Fuck yeah.
and I'm gonna check
right
your
here in
oil.
your neck and just while you're in top guard, just pull like drool.
You gotta take the one knuckle out
Yeah.
and just fucking dig
Yeah,
it
you
in.
can feel like your gi is filling with drool.
I'm on
It's
the
like, I don't
wall.
give a fuck. Fuck you.
I'm on the wall watching this week.
Yeah.
Everybody punch choke everybody, but not go slow
Yeah.
into it in the first couple rounds. They're like, whap! And I'm like watching people's eyes light up. I'm like, this is.
You get top mount and just put your forearm under their nose like here. Just,
Well, that's like the gift
Fuck
wrap.
you.
You know the gift wrap, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was this particular person, I won't say what gym it happened in or anything like that, but he was kind of a dick and he liked to like pounce on the girls and pounce on the lightweights. Like he had a little bit of wrestling in his background, so he thought he was like tough. So, I had an injury and I was finally healed up and he's like, hey, how you feeling? How's that injury? You always got injuries. I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing all right. He's like, you want to go full speed? I was like,
I went full speed with your
absolutely.
mom last night.
So I grabbed him,
Mama.
and what I did was in the first 30 seconds is grabbed him, threw him on the floor, put him in a gift wrap. Now I'm just on top of him, like degrading him. Like he's at one point he was like, "Just tap me out, man. Just tap me out." And I'm like, "No, I don't think I will."
Now we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah, we're staying right here. Like so, I get in just for an Ezekiel, and look like he was about to tap in, pull away, then yank
You
him
were
to the
fucking
side like
edging
this.
him?
Oh yeah.
I'm so close.
It's a good time, but every now and again, somebody needs that, just a little humble pie, a little humble pie. Like you're being a dick, and they're like, okay, you got fucking jokes. All right, I'm gonna gift wrap you. You can't do nothing. Your arm is like right here in your fucking neck, and you just, it's like, just tap me. I'm like, no, I still got 2 minutes on the clock. I'm gonna hold you here.
Good times.
Oh yeah, it was fun. Have you ever had to deal with somebody like that?
Yeah, but I usually go the other aspect, like where you like keep them in that realm of like
They just want to tap, but you don't let them. Just enough.
I will beat them like fucking 6 times in 5 minutes. I would just like when I let them go for something, and then like I sweep them hard. Like I don't just sweep. I sweep them and make sure they have no arm on that side, so they just slam into the floor.
Wind out of them.
I want everything to hurt. I want everything to
Take
hurt.
from them everything.
Exactly. Like if I see an opportunity for knee on face,
Yeah.
Neon face.
yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, fuck you.
There is list of moves I reserve for when it's like, oh, this person needs a little enforcing.
Yes.
I
yes,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's good
not
stuff.
a problem.
It's good stuff.
Somebody,
Yeah, there's
Like-
plenty. There's takedowns I know where it's like, if you do it properly, you're bouncing their head off the ground. It's like I don't do this
it's a beautiful
except
thing.
if you
Yes.
deserved
It's a
it.
beautiful
Now,
thing.
I see your method, but there is something fun about just like side control, shoulder in the neck, where you can see like the twinge in their face, like, and
got
you're
in
just like,
trouble for that.
I'm just gonna dig this
Yeah,
in a
but
little
no,
bit.
but
Just gonna
that's the thing.
dig
That's
it
the thing.
in.
It depends on how much of a dick they are. Like, if they just need a little humbling, I might do that. But like, I don't want them to even be able to entertain the idea that at least I hung in there. For
Right.
No, I want to show you that you're trash.
Yes.
my goal-
I see the methods here, man.
I want to
like
show
it. I
you
like it.
where you are.
No, my goal is to make you tap,
Yeah.
but not be in an actual
Yes.
submission. I want you to leave from the pressure alone.
Yes. Like you
you
are
bitched
you are a diabetic
Fucking Grant's trying to. He's like, wait, how many times have I been bitched out?
No,
Hold
no,
on,
no,
one, two, Saturday,
Eddie's
Sunday.
got this fucking strength, and I remember one time he's like, "I'm gonna show you something," but he doesn't tell me, so he can't guard, and he separated my fucking spinal cord at one point. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, his legs, he just like, and I'm like, I could feel like the gap between my vertebrae just like open up, and I'm like, felt the shock down my leg, and I'm like, this is not fun.
There's been times where Eddie is going to show a move like on a Saturday class, and we're teaching some people, and we're having
Ed's got
some
that
fun.
strength.
Eddie goes to show a move, and people after class will be like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
Your brother
One
really
time-
fucking put it on you."
Eddie,
Like,
Eddie almost snapped my fucking tibia over his neck. Like he had my foot, and he was like pulling on it, and I felt my fucking tibia just bend like a banana over his neck. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yes.
I was like, "It's literally about there's about to be fucking bone marrow all over this mat."
what is the most outrageous submission you've seen in a jiu-jitsu gym? And I know me and Ian were there for the same one.
Are you talking about?
Dan and Colossus.
Yes, white belt.
Jesus
Literally was about to
fucking
say.
Christ!
White belt George.
Tell him what he did.
I'll show you a picture of white belt George after this podcast. He just won the fucking Miami Open at white belt. He beat the guy 15-0, and his whole fucking gi is covered in blood. He was this nice, quiet black dude, like, but he's soft spoken, so gentle outside. But he did CrossFit, and like his muscle was so fucking dense. Like there was just he was the strongest white belt I've ever touched in my life.
Yes.
He would try to get out of your submission and hurt you. I had a Kimura fully locked in, and he straightened his fucking arm. I don't know how he did it. I've had Kimuras locked in on George Santiago.
Yes.
He doesn't straighten his arm. He finds a more master way out of it. George just went, and I'm like, I fucking can't hold his arm straight. I was like, it's like I'm in a machine. It's like I was caught in a fucking piece of equipment. I was like, what the fuck
It's like
is
trying
this?
to pick up Thor's hammer and it's not happening.
He beat.
Tell him what
someone
happened.
made the mistake of showing George the lapel grab, and then you can sit under and then grab their leg, like
a fireman's carry.
this.
Yeah,
Fireman's
okay.
carry.
But you're supposed to like when you get there, you're supposed to pull here and here and just and then pull the choke that way. He did this to Dan.
Yes.
He grabs him by the neck, and I remember we were sitting on the wall, and he fucking sits under, grabs him, pops up on his knees with Dan on his fucking shoulders, stands up in class.
Sounds like Mortal Kombat.
No, it's
No,
like
there are
WWE shit.
There are fucking children here.
Yes.
And they stop rolling. People, like, everybody, Rob, everybody, and yeah, they all stop rolling and they go, because he stood up. He stood the fuck up and he starts going,
Cranking the fuck out of
fucking Dan's just flopping. His eyes are up in his head. Like, he can't do shit. He's like trying to make a grip. What the fuck do you grab? You're 6 feet in the air and this fucking juggernaut is just, and his back is bending. He can't fucking breathe. His leg is like down to fucking George's hip.
Yes.
Like, he's just crushing him.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, spit flying, like Dan taps and like, he drops him, drops his carcass, and like Dan gets up, his hair's like all over the place. He like looks around, he goes, "Did he just beat me with the fucking Lex Luger torture rack?" And I was like, I don't know how to console him because he's like a two-stripe
How'd you
purple
hold
belt.
your shit together though?
He's like a two-stripe purple belt. I didn't know how to tell him
And
that
he
a white
was
belt, a white belt just fucking torture racked you in front of the whole school.
Yes.
Like,
And he was not a small guy. Dan
No.
was a big guy.
he's
Like,
200-pound rugby player.
like you could call him like the Spartan class jiu-jitsu fighter, because like he was always ready to go. Like he gave you 100% every single round. So when you saw him up in the air
And
getting torture racked,
George, yeah. And the thing is,
It was a wrap.
We've beaten George, but here's the thing: the way to beat George was always to weather the storm.
yes,
He may have been a white belt, but in a gym full of killers, he was one of the most dangerous people for the first 60 seconds.
oh yeah,
Fresh,
That's 'cause he had
all
that
his energy.
CrossFit.
Oh my god!
no, his body was just insane strength.
If
But I don't have-
insane strength.
if he trapped something,
keep my mouth-
If he
know where I'm going with
if he
this.
trapped something, he would have broke it.
yeah,
He'd have broke it.
This
He'd
is
have
gonna
broke it.
stay. We'll talk after about that.
that's 2 after podcast discussions. Eddie,
So,
what about okay?
those fucking? So I'm pretty lax. I'm doing this because of fitness and I like the people.
Yes.
But you know, if you piss me off enough, yeah, I'll find the place I need to be.
yes,
But I watched people get the white tape,
Yes.
and then they all of a sudden go fucking ham on each other. And
It does something to you.
yeah, but
It
I'm
does,
like, I watched.
yes.
I'm with this new kid. He's not new. He came back to the gym, younger kid, and we're rolling. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, 2 other people got their stripes the day before, and motherfuckers are like ripping each other's shoulders out. And I'm just like, I had to stop because I was like, they're putting the shoulder back in, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
all because of the fucking tape.
Yes.
Tape, just a small little slither of tape.
It's a confidence builder,
Yep.
but you
There's
also have to
also-
just still remember, hey, just train the same way.
But you're supposed to love your
learn the same-
teammates.
You are, but
some
sometimes
people that go, I got a stripe over this person. I shouldn't lose to this person.
Dude, it was a
Correct.
Clash of the Titans. They both got stripes the same day,
Yep.
the
Yes.
day before.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen with belt. It's gonna happen with stripes. Like that ego boost for some people, like and then something happens and a little humble pie happens to all of us.
Yep.
To all of us, and then you come back down again. And you're like, this is where I belong.
I look at it as skateboarding, like, so, you know, with technique, like, you don't, like, you can't force anything. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So when you see the opportunity and you get it, it's like landing a 360 flip down a 12 step. You're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, I just got it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if the opportunity is there, like, there's an expiration date on that opportunity. Like, if you don't grab it fast enough, it's over. And I was kind of a dick. I fucked my finger up, dislocated it, and I was like, I saw the opportunity. I'm like, well, fuck it. This finger's not going to heal any faster. So I went for it, and I was like, yes! And the professor's like, oh, huh? Your ego, huh? And I was like, I'm like, but I landed it. I'm like, I landed it. I was so excited because it was like the opportunity. Like, sometimes you just got to go and do it. But
Yes.
like,
Yep.
you know, that's the thing. I like it. It's like landing tricks.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what? We need to make a book. You know how like there's like a book for like, baby uses the bathroom for the first time, baby's first steps, like baby's first submission.
Yeah.
Like we can have like a little
and you start with A. A is for anaconda.
Yes. B is for Berimbolo.
He is for the torture rack.
Yes.
I think one of the things that I had seen, it was the dude was a wrestler, huge. I mean, 300 pounds muscle,
Yeah.
big motherfucker. And he was still fresh out of coming off wrestling, so he still had all the conditioning and everything as well. And he had come to the school, because he kind of lost that camaraderie of being in the wrestling room, so he was looking for something. So I took the first round with him on the first live rolls because I was, the senior belt there, and I let him work, got to a few things, but I just kept moving. Didn't want to discourage him, know, because he was legitimately good, but he was using a lot of strength as he was going along. So someone needed to kind of wear him down a
He's
little.
getting tired quick.
Yeah.
So, I let him work. I only did like one submission towards the end of the round, and then, he was happy. Oh, this was great, blah, 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 blah. By like the third live roll, one of the very tiny white belts, I mean, 120, 130 pounds at most,
Right,
versus
Grant
this
size.
300-pound guy.
This ogre.
He's like, I'll go with him. And this kid's only like 2 months into jujitsu. Fucking guillotine. And then we go into no-gi for the second class, and he's like, I could go with him some more. And he must have caught this kid's neck like 15 times by the end of the evening. Yeah, the
Jesus
wrestler.
Christ.
He crushed him. The dude never came back. Never. And he was like, because
happens.
Anthony knew who he was from wrestling because Anthony coaches.
Yeah.
So he's like one of the big names in one of the the local schools that we would go, that our school district would go against.
Yeah.
He's gone. I haven't seen anything of him. That little tiny kid, he crushed his soul.
He went home and he's like, I'm going to take up
He's not coming
crocheting.
back.
So when I first got to the gym, like, I'm the smallest person in the gym, just about. And I'd go with the biggest guys because I'm like, I had no choice. I had a bunch of health issues and I was muscle imbalances. So I was like, well, if I'm going to go into a place, I'm going to put myself in the worst possible situation all the time. And then, I don't know, I learned how to deal with it.
Yeah,
Plus,
you
all
do.
my cousins were older and bigger than me, so I got my ass kicked since I was a kid.
It's a good way to develop a solid defense.
My toughest rolls are smaller guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy,
Don't do well against them.
this
Yeah,
one guy was
yeah.
talking shitty to a waitress, and I didn't like it because we all went out after. And then the next week, I came back because I felt awkward. So
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking gave it to him. And, but I did it humbling, like, very polite. But
Yeah.
he's like, you could tell when it hits them hard, they get upset.
Yeah.
The bigger guys get upset when the smaller guys can hold out or submit them, and it's like,
It's
you
true.
know.
It's true. And that's just really learning the technique. Like, okay, technique is master. It's great. But it does take you so far too, right? Because if you run across two super highly proficient fighters and you got one guy who's kind of in shape and one guy who's a fucking beast, the guy that's a beast, if the technique matches, that strength is going to make the fucking difference. It's going to tip the scale.
All right. It pisses you off. It pisses people off when you laugh at them when they're trying really hard too. Like, there was a guy that went to one school that, I guess we can say it was down there, same place that George and Dan and all them were at down south. Anyway, we were down there, and he was a purple belt, but he was notorious for going really hard against the younger belts. And he had glasses, and he was from maybe England or something.
I know this chap.
So George was like, Ian, go with, and he told me to go with him.
Yeah.
Because he specifically wanted me to, exhaust him or make him embarrass him or something.
Yes.
So I was like, all right, whatever. And we're going with him, and like I beat him 2 times real quick. Like off the get-go, I caught him with whatever the hell I could get. In 2 minutes, I beat him twice, and then he's going with me. Now he's pissed. He's gritting his teeth when he's doing stuff. He's going 100% effort. And at one point, like I was like, you know what? Fuck, I'm gonna let this guy pass my guard. Like, whatever. He's a purple belt, but he's not like he's not the most athletic guy.
Attendance.
Yeah.
So
he passes my guard. He straightens my arm out. And he's going for the straight arm lock, and he even crosses my body. Like, he crosses my body. He puts his shin on my neck, and he's got, like, my arm completely hugged. Like, my arm is straight, and he's pulling. I mean, I can hear him. His body's vibrating. And, like, at one point, I didn't laugh at him because he was trying 100%. But, like, I'm just, like, sitting there like this. Like, my arm's shaking. He's pulling on it. And it's, like, extended, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to tap. And I could just see, like, what I'm staring at with his shin on my neck is I can look, and I can see, like, his balls and ass. And my hand is free. And what I was fucking laughing at was I was just picturing myself, like, just mashing my fist. And like, I'm laughing, and he got pissed.
Yeah.
He stopped the thing, and he walked off the mat, and he left. He left the gym. And George was like, yeah, and like, wait. And I was like, I listen, like, I wasn't making fun of him.
Right.
I was laughing in my head at what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to make jam, I wanted to fucking,
Yes.
But I just thought it was funny. I'm laughing because he's going 100% trying to kill me, and I'm thinking, like, man.
He was like, man, I can tickle your balls.
That's what I said. I just want to, like, go Jim Henson on his ass.
Turn him into Kermit the Frog.
Yes.
Oh, that's fucking great, man.
Oh, God.
No. That's why you don't Berimbolo in the streets.
Bro.
That's why you don't.
Bro, he threw a 12-6 elbow in his nuts.
Yeah, that hurt. That fucking hurt.
Jammed his tape.
Bro, that dude threw a 12-6 elbow in his nuts.
I had a guy that I trained
monster.
with before that he would, when I'm going light with him, he's fine. But like I'm like, all right, this is a turn up round, and I'm putting him into submissions, tapping him. That verbally, like by like the third tap, he's like, "Fuck, come on!" Oh, and he's like, "No, it's not you, it's me." I'm just and I'm like. I don't know how to roll with you after that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
But it's still also like,
still 2
if
minutes
it's
on the
you,
clock.
you still need to calm the fuck
Yeah,
down.
like chill the fuck out.
I know, if you don't calm down, I'm going to beat you in easy. So you better calm down.
Honestly, I don't even care about tapping. I'm okay
No,
with
you
it.
shouldn't. You shouldn't. It's gonna happen. But
No,
when people do that, it starts like this awkward situation. And then after that, like when they look to you to roll, I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
Go cry over there with somebody else.
I just
for a
don't like
little
when they
while.
use all that strength, and it's like, it's aggressive, but it's gonna set you up to be sitting on the fucking wall for weeks. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, when they're just trying to
I'm
like
not
rip
paying,
your arm
I'm not
out of the
paying
socket.
my monthly membership to sit on the wall. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do well against little scrappy guys that are like good with position or wrestlers. I don't do well with them. I do better like against bigger guys because like my game is the Kimura trap. And usually bigger guys don't have shoulder flexibility. So it's like, I can defeat a giant before I can defeat. Like,
Yeah, I feel that pain. I don't have a
D1
lot of
wrestler.
shoulder flexibility myself.
Okay,
It's funny because sometimes Professor will go to show a move on me, and like she knows the extent of my shoulder, so it's just, I'm like, if you want to show the move, you're gonna need somebody with actual shoulder cartilage. Because I'm going to here and I'm like, I'm tapping. I don't want it to break.
Right.
No, but it's been a good journey, man. I've been enjoying the whole jiu-jitsu journey, and I feel like I'm just working hard to get my black belt now. Like I'm laser focused on it, going a lot, training a lot, and feels good. So that's where I'm at with it,
Nice.
I know it's kind of cliche, but I mean, like it kind of did support my life and fashions, like with ADHD, with home life, family stuff. Like it's helped. Like it's helped. It's kind of got me to the point where I'm able to stay a lot calmer.
That's good.
So I mean, like it does have its place. And then, you know, finding a bunch of good people to be around, it's like...
Yeah.
you
I
know,
remember when I was going through some shit years ago, up in Pennsylvania, years ago, I was probably still a white belt, or I may have just gotten my blue belt. But I remember Daniel Beliza de Andrade, my first like major jiu-jitsu coach, said to me, told me the same thing that like apparently someone told him when he was in Brazil in Fortaleza and his girlfriend left him. They were like, listen, man, like he's like, jiu-jitsu never leave you.
Jiu-jitsu never leave you.
Like, no matter what, jiu-jitsu never.
That's like the Henry Rollins 200 pounds is 200 pounds speech.
Yeah.
That's the name of the podcast this episode.
And
Jiu-jitsu will never leave you.
and when I thought about that, I was like, "You're right. You get exactly out of it what you give to it. That's it. It will never not be there.
Yeah, and it's never going to lie.
Oh, fuck no. It's
At all.
The
There's
mat
no
is
lying.
the great truth.
Yes. Real quick. Next week is Deadpool.
Yep.
Yes.
It's finally fucking
It's
coming
finally
out.
here, yeah.
Oh,
The 26th is Friday. I may or may not have got tickets.
I didn't get tickets. I got tickets for something else.
It
though.
doesn't matter. I'm definitely gonna go see it.
I jumped the gun. I found out it opened Thursday. I was like, I saw the theater. The last theater was filling up at the mall, and I was
Yes.
like, fuck it.
Gotta get a
gonna
ticket.
go.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna go.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna do the same. I gotta get me some
And I'll
tickets for that
probably
shit.
I'll probably sit behind someone who's fucking talking, and I will
Yeah.
snap their fucking.
I probably won't be able to get to go till probably Saturday, I would say.
Yeah.
Friday evening, I'm already going to be busy.
This is gonna be big though. I imagine no matter when we see it, whether it's anywhere from Thursday to like Sunday or Monday, it's
Yeah,
gonna be packed.
you
My
really
favorite
got to
character is
catch
Wolverine.
it.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
catch it before the weekend's up. Everybody's been getting a lot better with spoilers. Generally, you got like a week before people
Yeah.
really start being assholes about
But I
things.
feel
The
like this is gonna
latest
be the biggest
trailer-
movie of the
Yeah,
season.
the latest
Yeah.
trailer, the third one they just released like yesterday, was the best trailer. If you guys haven't seen it,
I haven't. I've been avoiding seeing anything because I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched any
Too
other
much of the
trailers for any of
spoilers.
it. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It
I'm
feels
good.
like- it
I'm
feels
already
like-
on board.
it's like the serious trailer. Like there was like the two funny ones leading
Yes.
up to it, and then
Yeah.
this trailer they just showed is like
Some serious
it's supposed
shit.
to give you some of the.
Okay.
I'm
But
not even going to
these
watch the trailer.
It seems
It's good.
like
Yeah.
the trailers give away the movies in a lot of these movies.
They
So I
do.
don't even want
Yeah.
to watch it.
Alien Romulus,
Really.
half the fucking movie. I watched like 3 trailers now, and I'm like,
It
God
shows you
damn,
the whole
I already know the whole
I
movie.
don't even have to watch this shit.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
know the
becomes
movie.
too much. It's like keep some cool snippets and then let me go and watch it because I don't want to know everything that's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, well now I do. So I don't know if I have to see. I don't even know if I have to see Alien. I mean, I don't even have to.
I don't even know what else is coming out that I'm interested to see.
Nothing.
That's really the
That's
only thing
that's
that's
really
been
it.
on my radar for quite some time. Like, there's been a lot of movies that have come out, like, and they've had talks about, like, oh, we need to get back to these artsy movies and the rom-coms and this, that, and the third. And how many of them do you even know are out right now?
Out of the last,
Nothing.
out of
I like
last,
the rom-coms, honestly.
I don't mind them, but I'm saying, like, they're not promoting the same way, or, like, you're not even in the realm of, like, what's in the movie
Listen,
theaters.
the
I'm
movie's
waiting for
gotta
it to come to
be
streaming.
the movie's got to be worth it to deal with the hassle of going to the. I've only gone to two movies in the last 6 months. Dune 2,
Yes, which
And
was
then-
fantastic.
which is
Yeah.
worth it. That's an epic.
and
Yes.
then I took my daughter to see Inside Out 2,
I was-
Right.
I
which
heard that
she
was
loved
great.
it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a good movie.
But
But other than that, everything else that's come out for the whole year thus far, fuck it. I'll see it when it's on home.
I saw that
Yeah.
new Ghostbusters, and then I went and saw Bad Boys 2, which was probably not even worth seeing.
Yeah, Bad Boys 2. Or is it 4?
I don't know.
It might be 4 now.
the newest Bad Boys.
The
Yeah,
newest
the
Bad
newest
Boys.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how uninspiring the movie is. You can't even remember which one of
Yeah,
it.
they're all the same. Dude. But I
But
mean,
they're like 90 and they're still cops.
I wish they
like
would
you guys
go-
haven't retired yet.
I'm like I started to get ready to sit down to watch Beverly Hills Cop, and I was like, you gotta watch it because it's old school, and he kind of kept it in the same realm of things. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, so I did watch it.
I got
watched the
20. I got 20 minutes in, and then I had to stop for something else,
and you're not going back.
I had no motivation to put back on the rest of it.
Yeah, they're
Really?
doing like old school soundtracks, old
Yeah.
school jokes. Like they really wanted to be a nostalgia piece. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything I would write home about.
there
either.
wasn't
It was
there
like,
wasn't anything that I watched where I'm like, oh, this
Sometimes
this is
that-
not good.
Sometimes that's
but-
good though. Like
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not you're just looking for a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like I don't want anything woke. I don't want anything give me a message. I don't want
Yeah.
anything new. I just want something to fucking
like
I mean, even
Pass
game
some
wise, I haven't cared about much. The only thing I just started because Hellblade 2 came out.
Senuous, yeah.
Yeah, and the first game is easily one of the best games I've ever played.
Oh,
So, if you haven't played it, absolutely. And you absolutely need proper surround sound headphones because they mimic psychosis as you're playing the game.
Oh,
That's
that sounds
crazy.
wonderful.
Yes.
So there is literally a warning before you start the game of like, hey, there's deliberate, involvement from therapists and people with psychosis and things like that. And they put it into the game to try to mimic that as you're playing it. So your character is hearing voices, and it's from all over if you're wearing proper headsets. So you got different people, pessimistic,
That's normal day life
optimistic.
for me.
That's fucking wild, bro. Nah,
So
man.
what you're saying is I should take some mushrooms.
Yeah. If you want to
Go
fucking bug the fuck out.
Listen, it's dealing with like Vikings and all that kind of shit. So mushrooms might be the right way to go.
Oh, speaking of Valhalla, bro. How did we
Yeah.
not talk about
Oh,
this?
yeah. Well, the reason we're not talking about it is because I finished it. It was good, but they're not renewing it.
Wait a second. I thought they were coming back for one more season.
No.
So they can't leave it the way that they left it.
No, they left it.
Why? It's such a fucking great show.
The creator of the show seems to have released something saying that's it. That's the story is done.
Oh, that's sad news, bro.
Yeah, that's why thank you for opening the wound.
And on that note, thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast. You can find us on all your social media platforms at
Sofa Kingdom OFC,
and on YouTube at
Sofa Kingdom
In a
Podcast.
line.
Listen, no fucking cancel fucking Vikings Valhalla, but we'll get Acolyte too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I got I think one more episode left to watch, but
It wasn't good.
yeah,
It was.
I
It
re-
had moments. It had moments.
I already know about the bleeding of the Kyber crystal. Some people were showing some of it. If you watch what they did when they did the Vader comic, it's like an epic moment.
Right.
It's like he's not on a force convergent point. He's on a dark side planet conversion point, and it's like a difficult fucking thing. Like for Vader, who's supposed to be the chosen one,
Yeah.
it's like an impossible task.
Yeah.
And then you see what they do in the episode. You're like, that didn't look all that difficult for you. Why?
Yeah.
Why is the chosen one having such a fucking problem? And it's like this epic journey, and you're like, "Meh, I'm sad.
And I'm done.
Typical.
Yeah, I'm sad.
X-Men '97 got nominated for an Emmy
Oh, as
for best animated. But it's going up against Blue Eyed Samurai.
It's not gonna win.
Oh, so I was saying,
Blue Eye Samurai is fucking